Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to take a moment and talk about 5 tips for 5 ways to help normalize mental health. Because in a lot of places, mental health is still a taboo topic. People will talk about everything and be quiet when it comes to mental health. So today, I want to talk about 5 ways to help normalize mental health. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our awesome world. If you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so you can join all this awesomeness. And remember to tick the bell so you are notified when I post new videos so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your different options of where you could get 1 or 3 of my books. All right, let me get back to it. First, talk about it. Be as open with mental health as we are with other parts of health. People will talk about anything growing in the weirdest and the most don't talk about it places on their bodies, but they don't want to talk about mental health. It's important that we are able to talk about mental health, that we are able to make it a normal part of conversation, a normal part of human life, because that gives people permission to be where they are with their mental health. When we make mental health a part of normal life, a part of where we can have normal, regular, everyday conversations about mental health, then we allow someone who may be struggling with their mental health to be able to speak up, to be able to acknowledge and accept and embrace, hey, this is where I am with my mental health. This is what is happening with me. We allow people to accept where they are. Yeah, we allow people to accept where they are so that they can get help to deal with their mental health when there is an issue. When we make it this taboo thing that we don't talk about, then people are less likely or less comfortable or more hesitant to get help when they need it. They don't even want to acknowledge or admit that, hey, something is going on with me because they're afraid of, what is so and so, what is my family, what is whomever going to think if I get help for a mental health issue. So make sure that we talk about it, that we normalize it as a part of human health, just as we talk about and normalize all other parts of human health. 2, use mental health positive language. This means that we are going to refer to different mental health conditions as their whatever that diagnosis is. You can talk about ADHD, you can talk about depression, you can talk about bipolar disorder or schizophrenia without using an offensive term, without being dismissive or degrading with of that person who has that diagnosis. It's important that when we address mental health, when we discuss mental health, whether it is a person we know who is experiencing an issue with their mental health, that we're not using hurtful language. I don't need to say those words because we already know what some of those hurtful words are. And it's also important that we're not using different mental health conditions as a way to insult or offend other people. Do not use a mental health diagnosis as an insult because it puts the person out who may be experiencing that. It dismisses the experience. It is hurtful. It really is. It's unacceptable to use mental health diagnoses as a way to insult or hurt or offend someone. So use mental health positive language. Address mental health conditions as what they are and not as whatever offensive term people may want to use. And definitely do not use mental health conditions as a term for offending or hurting or insulting people. 3, do not make fun of mental health issues and do not allow it around you. Sometimes people will think, oh, it's just fun. No, it's not just fun because the person who's experiencing it is going to be hurt by your making fun of it. So if you see it, if people around you are making fun of it, it's important that we tell them, no, this is not acceptable. And people look at me weird when I just go into like adult mode and have to say, no, this is not acceptable. And the rebuttal is always, oh, it's just a joke. No, it's not just a joke. Because when we say things, when we make fun of things that are a part of a person's life, it hurts. It does not matter if your intention wasn't to hurt them. The action is what hurts. People are not hurt by your intention. Your intention doesn't do anything for the person. It's the action and how that action is received. That is what is painful. So it's important that we're not making fun of mental health and we're also not allowing it. Because when we allow it, or when we're doing it, we are pushing people back into that little corner of saying, oh, I better not admit that I have an issue because this is what they're going to do to me. You're making it harder for people who need help to actually acknowledge what is going on with them and get help. You're telling that person, maybe your son, your brother, or someone you care about, hey, you better not have a mental health issue because this ridiculing that we're doing is what we're going to do to you. So what the person does instead is suffer in silence because our society is that hurtful. So no making fun of it, and definitely do not stand for other people doing it either. 4, do not dismiss people's experiences. Sometimes we want to make people feel better. We don't want to admit that it is happening in our families or in our friend circle. So when someone tells you that, hey, I've been experiencing a depression, or I've been seeing a therapist, I've been doing this, it's easy and people want to jump to, oh, you're okay, just do this or just do that, pray on it, whatever it is that they want to tell you. Don't dismiss a person's experience. If the person trusts you enough and gets the courage up to share, hey, this is what is going on with me, listen. If you can be supportive, be supportive. If you can say something kind, say something kind. If you can't be supportive and you can't say something kind, be quiet. You don't have to say if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. When a person is telling you what is happening with them, they're not saying it for you to tell them, hey, this is my opinion, this is what I think, or this is what I think of people who have that. They are sharing their experience with you. Receive it. Kindly receive it. Quietly receive it. And just be supportive. 5, do not exclude or isolate people because of mental health issues. Especially with people who have more chronic mental illness, we do that a lot where, oh, this person is this person is that. So because of that, we isolate them, we exclude them, we don't invite them to the family dinners anymore. We don't talk to them, we don't call them. When they call, we hide. Don't do that. The person is already struggling with all the issues they got going on. The last thing they need is for the people who are supposed to care about them, the people who are supposed to be a part of their support network, to be shunning them, to be pushing them away, to be hiding from them, to be leaving them isolated. That makes it even worse. Dealing with any type of mental health condition, it's important that people have a strong support network. People do better when they have a strong support network. So in order to be that strong support network to help your friend, family member, or whomever do better, it's important that you're not isolating them, that you're still including them just as you did before. And yes, sometimes you may have to take into account what is happening with them, but include them. Do not isolate and do not exclude them. Quick recap. 1, talk about it. Be as open with mental health as we are with other stuff. 2, use mental health positive language. Refer to mental health issues as the specific mental health issues that they are. And definitely do not use mental health conditions as a way to insult someone. 3, do not make fun of mental health issues and do not allow anyone around you to do that either. 4, do not dismiss people's experiences. If someone tells you that, hey, I'm having this issue, accept it, receive it as what they're sharing. If you can't just be supportive, please be quiet. And finally, do not exclude people because they're having a mental health issue, because they need you. They need their support system, especially if they're going to get the treatment and do all the stuff that they need to do. So please, definitely keep them with you and do not isolate them. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.